Hi everyone. This week we're going to start collecting qualitative data, and you'll be collecting qualitative data through your discussion boards. So over the next 2 weeks we're going to focus on collecting the data through the discussion board. It's also critical for you to understand how dependent you are upon each other over these next 2 weeks. The bulk of the data, the qualitative data that you're going to collect for your research questions is through the discussion board posts. So you need to provide the people in your group with rich and thorough data so that they'll be able to answer their research questions, because that's what you would like as well when it's your turn for people to respond to your research questions. So over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to ask that you check your discussion board frequently, maybe much more frequently than you have in the past. Now, over the next 2 weeks, you'll either be a discussion leader or you'll be a discussion board participant. So if you're a discussion leader, that means that it's your turn to present that week, and I'll be posting the presentation schedule in Blackboard. So as the discussion leader, your responsibilities are first to make sure everybody in your group can access your presentation. So make sure they know the name of your presentation and that they can find the link to it. And in the group area, there's an email feature, so you can email each other, just the people within your group. So you can use that to communicate with each other. As the discussion leader, you need to check frequently. You have to check your discussion board frequently, and daily would be the best, just so that you can keep the discussion going, make sure that you're gathering all of the data that you'll need. You'll also need to reply to all of the posts. You'll at first post your question. Everybody in your group will respond to your discussion board questions. Then you need to reply to all of their posts. You could ask clarifying questions. If you're not clear on something, ask for more information. Maybe ask for some examples. Summarize what people have written to make sure that you understand their position. And you're going to be gathering as much information as you can. So that is your role, is to gather information. It is not to try to persuade the group. You're just trying to find out what the opinions and experiences are of the people in your group. You're not trying to sway them in one direction or the other. When it's your turn to be a discussion participant, you also have responsibilities. First of all, your first responsibility is to watch the video of the person that's presenting that week. So you'll go into your group area and you should be able to find that person's presentation. And for this first week, there'll be 2 presentations, and for the following week, there'll be 3 presentations. So watch each of the videos carefully and completely. Then go to that person's discussion board area and reply to all of their questions. Now, there might be some questions that it would be hard for you to answer. For example, if they talk about when you're teaching, do you do this, or other things about teaching, and if you're not a teacher, you won't know the answers to those. So what you could do is you could say, well, I'm not teaching, but if I were, this is what I think I would do, and that's fine. Or if there's others that you just simply can't answer, then you should post that on the discussion board so that the discussion board leader is aware that you are not able to add to the discussion at that point. But when you're replying to the discussion board questions, this is your opportunity finally for you to be able to voice your opinions, share your experiences, share your stories. You want to give as much of that as you can so that you're giving the person who is the discussion leader all of this data that they can analyze later, and it will help them answer their research questions. Now, when you're a discussion board participant, you also need to be able to check the discussion board frequently. And I would suggest a minimum of 3 times a week to check, just to see what other people have posted, and maybe the discussion leader has asked you a follow-up question. So to keep the discussion going, you need to be in there on a very regular basis. So not only will you reply to the discussion leader's questions, but you'll also reply to the other participants' posts. read what other people are posting, because as you read it, you might say, oh, that jogs my memory and it makes me think of this, and then you can post again. So it's going to be this back and forth that goes on throughout the whole week. So there'll be 2 presentations this week, and next week there'll be 3 presentations. So what I'd like you to do is just focus on the presentations for that week. Presentation 1 and 2 for this week, and don't jump ahead to the other ones, because we want everybody to be in the same discussion board at the same time, rather than if you jump ahead and start answering questions for the next week's group, then it throws the discussion off. So just stay focused on the people who are presenting for each week, and I'm sure it'll be a great week. Thanks.